What's good, people? Kai Storm in the building. New review for That One Voice Revised Edition. New reasons to get this book. Thank you for joining my channel today for my unpopular opinion. But of course, I got to tell you about my book because I got to get you to buy my book. Yes, indeed. Hit me up, get yourself an autographed copy, $15. The purchase information will be in the description. Now let's get to the review. Oh, yes, indeed. Check out my new sponsor, BougieStoner.co. Bougie Stoner in the building with the P-Love infused body oil, cannabis infused body oil. Get yours at BougieStoner.co. Yes, new sponsors in the building because I am money. Money is me. Money comes to me abundantly. Yeah. Okay, I didn't want it to let it go too far into the episode before I, started my introduction. First of all, did I even get the name of the episode? Girls Trippin'. Okay, yes. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And episode 19, Girls Trippin'. Kai Storm, My Unpopular Opinions. You already know where you at and why you here. Yes, indeed. Like and subscribe. Check out my book. And then, of course, check out my channel sponsor, BougieStoner.co, for all your elevated needs. Yes, indeed. But yes, we start the episode with Rennie Rucci and Salma. They on the beach. They did some yoga and got to talk about husband and how she apparently they both 24 and her live like a Muslim type of life, even though he's not a Muslim, and that she feels a bit controlled, and there's a lot going on in her relationship that she doesn't talk about, and because she's been teary-eyed, she's been able to, like the girls have convinced her to talk about things and, be more conversational about her relationship, which this is where the plot line is going to go, as we can see. Now, the next scene, it looks like Mama D is having some sort of celebration, and Scrappy and the girlfriend show up. So, and of course, like I said, Mama D like I said in my last review, Mama D is insistent that the new girlfriend meets the newest baby mama. And of course, Scrappy ain't into that. But clearly, it's finna happen. It's Mama D's birthday. Mama D about to have surgery, hip surgery. And Mama D is having a masquerade party for her birthday party. And she inviting everybody. She want to make sure all the drama is at her party. Yes. Hell, I totally forgot to use the mic that I plugged up to be ready for this recording. Anyhow, like I said, Mama D's having a 62nd birthday. She's having a party. She invited all the baby mamas. And she basically told Scrappy she's inviting the latest baby mama. And Scrappy said, "Oh, no, I can't go. I got things to do." And then the girlfriend says, I can't go. I got things to do, too. My kids' birthdays are there that weekend anyway. So, and then, of course, Mama D makes all this dramatic, this is the last time you're gonna see me type of thing because I'm going into surgery. Girl, bye. You ain't going nowhere. You coming back every single time because you got to be around for the drama. So, but yes, let's get back into the show. Apparently, the girls are still on this trip, and they're about to head on this boat. It looks like they're gonna be eating clams or some shit, and I don't know. I don't like clams myself, so yeah. Okay, so yes, the ladies are on are still on this Martha's Vineyard vacation. They got on a boat. They're eating oysters. I thought it was something else, but they were eating oysters. Spice didn't like at all. I definitely don't do oysters at all. But we ain't talking about me. But then and they get into a conversation about with Salma, and she's saying how things are going going back going home. They're gonna be a little different because she's gonna be able to speak out more and whatnot, and that she actually wants to have a conversation with Sierra as long as it ain't on that bullshit. Now, and then they moved the conversation to Yandy because apparently Sierra had a live where she was talking about Mendici, other woman. And and Yandy immediately was like, "Well, how do y'all feel about it?" Everybody kept saying, "Well, it looked like a clout chase moment. It looked like some, she just in people business, and it just didn't. It seemed weird." And at the same time, Spice made sure and said, "But every time, I also noticed that Yandy, every time we talk to you about Mendici, you kind of act all defensive and shit." Like you got an issue with being asked about Mendices. Like we on a trip, we talking. Like what's the problem, girl? Bye. Stop getting all extra. Like people gonna ask you questions about your man because in all intents and purpose, that's still your man. The fuck? It's still a nigga that's related to your situation, your storyline. The fuck? So in the next scene, we have Sierra doing some sort of an event where she's like mentoring people and doing some sort of makeover mentoring type of thing. Don't ask me because I couldn't put it together. But this is where Lil Zane and Ashley get to walk in and have their scene with them, and they get to talk about how Salma's a liar and that Sierra's done with being in her business and ain't had nothing to do with it, and that they mentioned the whole argument that Ashley mama had with Zane's mama, and the fact that Ashley does not have little Zane's last name, and neither does Sierra, and apparently it's a beef so big that Sierra's husband ripped up their marriage certificate, which is dumb because hello, in order to get another one, you got to pay for that shit. Like, what the fuck? Them shits ain't free. Child, before we go into Mama D's masquerade party and whatnot, let me talk about the conversation that Spice, Carly, and Yandy had about their relationship. Just Spice letting her know that like what I mean, like whatever's going on between you and Georgia Prune, it's hard for them to deal with because because as far as she concerned, they've been friends all this time. So all of this going on, it's hard for them to deal with. So it's not Spice against a Yandy or to take up for Rashida or the other way around. It's just in the middle and don't want to be in the middle. You know what I mean? So and they hashed it out. And Yandy said, she's mourning a friendship, and of course they showed a clip of the argument that her and Georgia Prue had, and it's still legendary to this day. But that they all walked away from the table with an understanding. Now we getting ready to move into Mama D's party, child. Lord. Yes, I wanted to jump right on in before it got deep and I forget people's names. So Jessica, we start the party scene. Jessica White is here at the party with her boyfriend apparently, And then the other Erica with the big booty, she shows up with her girlfriend. I'm hoping that they show her name, but yes, everybody is at this party. Everybody is at this party. Yes, the new baby mama, the newest baby mama of Scrappy is there. And of course, side chick Jasmine Blue is there. They walk up to they walk up to Mama D to say happy birthday, and introductions are being given by Sierra to her husband and Jasmine, and this is when Sierra's husband decides to jump up and say, "Yes, I see why Kirk like you." And everybody looked at him like, "What you mean you see? You ain't supposed to see. You supposed to be blind to the fact, nigga. Fuck you talk about you see. What you mean you see? You ain't supposed to be seeing, nigga. Even if you do see, you supposed to keep the verbiage to yourself. You starting bullshit. You know, for a fact, Sierra don't like that fuck shit. You staring at her way too hard to be seeing all of that." Child, the meeting has happened, but yet didn't really happen because Mama D, Erica Dixon, Imani, and the the latest baby mama, they all agree that Scrappy is not only lying about whatever relationship they have between them, Scrappy is not taking care or trying to spend time with the child. And apparently, this has been a trend that even Erica Dixon can testify to. And because Imani's sitting there, Imani could testify to it. So it's like, sir, you can't come on the screen and lie. You really can't come on the screen and lie. So, child, I can't. I'm just waiting for the girlfriend to be included in the group chat. Okay, I gotta do this over because my mic decided to chip out. But yes, the scene right after that was the when the ladies are at the club and they're having a club night, everybody's partying, and of course, Carly Red is the only one that decided to twerk on a random stranger, and you know what I mean. Carly is the only one that had to be extra, and everybody was cheering her on because after all, she's the one that just got divorced. You know what I mean? But yes, excuse me being annoyed, but as soon as I realized that the mic was off is when I said, "God damn it, this is." And then the next scene was with Lil Zane and Ashley. Now, Lil Zane and Ashley, now their situation apparently, I didn't even realize this, that although it does give, we doing it for the script, we doing it for the storyline, because ain't nothing else going on in our lives. But apparently, Ashley decided that, Lil Zane, it has a point that she should change her name. So the most she was willing to do is hyphenate her name, which means that she keeps her ex-husband's name and then put Lil Zane's last name as a hyphenate after that. And Lil Zane wasn't trying to hear that shit. He was completely upset with that bullshit, which again, it seems a bit extra based on the fact that y'all been married for 12 fucking years, while all of a sudden you give a fuck about her fucking last name. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you out till 4 in the morning on a regular basis, and then the way he got so tight talking about how I'm questioning us and I'm outside and I'm going outside, and he left and talking about I'm outside tonight, and then she ended it, the conversation ended with, "Motherfucker, you always outside." And this is why I say, why do you give a fuck about about her last name when you be constantly outside? Like this gives script for the chicken gift card. It literally does. I forgot to mention the reason why Ashley said she want to keep her husband her ex-husband's name is because one of her sons has that last name, so she wants to be connected that way, and she wants to just hyphenate Lil Zane's name. And again, why do you give a fuck when you be outside? Like, why do you give a fuck when you be outside? They end the episode with the ladies. They go to the beach. They all, are throwing a rock behind them and, saying, things that they're leaving behind on that beach. And then, Carly, wanted them to take some kind of, waiting to exhale picture and asked the ladies to cooperate by dressing a certain way, but the ladies was looking at her crazy because when she sent this text, it was like 1:00 in the morning and people was already packed and nobody gave a fuck. So they ended up taking a couple of pictures that seemed like waiting to exhale, and then some pictures that just are straight up Love and Hip Hop Ratchet type. And that's how the episode ended. But I definitely want to go ahead and mention how next episode is coming along, because it's going to be, first it's going to be Sierra talking about, her relationship is going to the craps, and she thinking that she talking about Salma, but that her husband might be doing that, it might be doing the same thing that Salma doing, and because after all, why did this man just all of a sudden compliment Jasmine Blue all up in your face? Like, what is going on here? And then we go to the next scene where Salma is trying to talk to 24 and telling 24 that, yes, I want to cut all the noise out and I want to just concentrate on us. And he looked at her and said, well, shit, if I wasn't listening to the noise, I would have left you already. And child, so I'm trying to see what that's about. And then, of course, there's going to be a scene. Ooh. I don't remember it. Child, see, I already talked about this, but of course I was talking to nothing because the mic was off, therefore it didn't hear me. And so now I'm trying to remember as it's playing on the TV in front of me, because literally, but either way, one of the main things I mentioned was, yes, this is how the last Love and Hip Hop we gonna see. So we riding with it. I'm documenting it, and I got 925 subscribers. I absolutely need more to get to 1K and beyond, so help me get to 1K and beyond. You know what I mean? Keep it cute in the comments. For all your elevated needs, go to my channel sponsor, bougiestoner.co, and of course, check out my book, That One Voice Revised Edition. Yeah. Oh, yes. That's right. Yes, Sierra's over here talking, and your man is like, nigga, if I was listening, I would have been bounced. Oh, yes. Then yes, Miss Salma has a conversation with motherfucking Salma has a conversation with Bambi, and Bambi looks her dead in her face and tells her, girl, you've been cheating. I don't know why you keep trying to walk around the words that you've been cheating, but you've been cheating. And then, of course, Scrappy gets caught out with the receipts of him calling 3:00 in the morning, talking about he calling to see the baby at 3:00 in the morning. Boy, bye. And then, of course, we got Jessica White is pregnant. Jessica White is pregnant. See you next time I got an unpopular opinion. Because this time I know my voice is being heard on this video. Find out I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be like T.S. Madison, is this bitch recording? Is this bitch recording?